In many parts of the world, saying goodbye to a loved one means quiet rooms, hushed voices, and somber reflection. But in others, that stillness abruptly gives way to an explosion of color, motion, and overwhelming sound. In New Orleans, mourners taking part in a jazz funeral march to the cemetery to the slow, heavy rhythm of dirges. The moment the burial is complete, the brass band strikes up upbeat jazz music, and the crowd dances in the streets to celebrate a life. Thousands of miles away, Tibetan Buddhists practice the sky burial. Monks carry the deceased to a freezing, high-altitude mountain peak. They burn incense to attract vultures that consume the remains, a process believed to redeem sins and release the soul from purgatory. These practices require massive amounts of time, money, and physical effort. Yet the deceased, biologically speaking, are gone. They cannot hear the brass band in Louisiana or feel the mountain wind in Tibet. These traditions suggest a sheer human intuition. If the individuals being honored cannot experience the ceremony, then the function of the ritual isn't for the dead at all. It is for the minds of the people left behind. This animated diagram illustrates a core psychological framework known as terror management theory. Humans are highly intelligent, meaning we are uniquely aware of our own mortality. We know that our individual timeline has a definitive end. Without a defense mechanism to manage this realization, the brain faces a constant state of existential dread. It is difficult to function or plan for the future while being aware that the future eventually vanishes. To solve this, cultures construct complex belief systems. We build social structures, shared values, and traditions that outlive us, granting individuals a sense of enduring symbolic immortality. Funerals serve a specific architectural purpose in this system. They act as a psychological shield, protecting the living from the terror of their own impermanence. A community operates like a tightly woven fabric. Death violently tears that social structure apart, creating an immediate psychological need to physically knit the group back together. In the Jewish tradition of Shiva, immediate family members pause their normal routines for 7 days of mourning. During this time, the surrounding community physically steps in to provide food and manage daily tasks, ensuring the mourners do not have to handle their basic needs alone. In the Tanah Toraja region of Indonesia, families host massive, multi-day gatherings. They sacrifice valuable animals like water buffalo as gifts to the deceased, an expensive practice that draws huge crowds and explicitly reestablishes social bonds. Because these events are vital for maintaining community stability, Torajan families will often keep the body of their loved one inside their home for months, saving money until they can afford to host the unifying ceremony. By physically surrounding the grieving family, these communal rituals prove that the group survives the loss. They counter the dread of isolation by confirming that the social worldview holds strong. Cultures also defend against existential dread by rewriting the narrative of death, defining it as a temporary transition rather than a final conclusion. During a Balinese cremation ceremony, known as Nagaben, the atmosphere is festive. Fire is used to break the soul's earthly ties, allowing it to ascend to the heavens and begin the process of reincarnation. In Mexico, Dia de los Muertos operates on the belief that a person only truly dies, the second death, when they are completely forgotten by the living. Families build bright altars filled with the deceased's favorite foods and photos. This physical act forces the living to keep their ancestors active in the present-day narrative of the family. Some cultures alter the physical realities of burial. In Sagada, in the Philippines, families hoist wooden coffins high up onto the sides of steep limestone cliffs, visibly defying the concept of a traditional underground grave. By treating death as a change of location or state, these cultures strip mortality of its finality. The living are protected from the terror of absolute erasure. The final psychological defense is the pursuit of symbolic immortality, the creation of a tangible mark that proves a person existed. For centuries, the Hindu faith has secured this spiritual legacy along the banks of the Ganges River. Cremating the body here is believed to help the soul complete the cycle of reincarnation and achieve salvation. This timeline map illustrates the historical shift in Western traditions. As the Church's central authority waned, families invented new ways to establish their legacy. The need for a lasting legacy changed forms. Modern funerals shifted toward personal customization, focusing on individual hobbies and passions. This desire for permanence has generated new physical artifacts. In South Korea, families transform ashes into glass-like burial beads. In the US, scientists use extreme heat and pressure to grow authentic memorial diamonds directly from the carbon found in a loved one's ashes. Turning remains into a diamond or a bead provides a tangible, unbreakable artifact. It is a way to forge permanence in a secular world. The moment of death often brings a sudden, disorienting stop to the rhythms of daily life. Rituals solve this by providing a series of immediate, concrete tasks, giving the community a specific, active purpose while the shock of the loss is still new. You see this in the rise of eco-conscious green burials. By choosing natural, biodegradable materials, individuals align their final act with their lifetime values, ensuring their worldview literally shapes the earth. You also see it in Tibetan Buddhism, where lamas read passages from the Book of the Dead to guide the deceased's consciousness. This assigns the grieving family a crucial job, channeling grief into a positive act of support. Grief demands action. It is the active process of keeping a person's story moving forward. How we choose to honor the dead is how we find the courage to keep living.